Hi, my name is Shay Dillon. I'm going to be talking about ethanol. Perfect. So, what is a biofuel? Biofuel is energy that is made from plant materials. So, this could be from rice, corn, or any type of starch. Big examples are going to be diesel, different types of gases, and butanol. So, why are biofuels being used today? There's an increase in fossil fuel prices because there's a higher demand. A higher demand of energy and a higher demand of the uses of fossil fuels. So we don't really have an alternative. So these biofuels actually serve as an alternative for our different fossil fuels, which is why there's a mass production that did start in the 1970s. And biofuels are used around the entire world today, which Brazil and the US are the top two that use them the most, especially ethanol. So how is it produced? It is produced through the process of fermentation of sucrose or glucose with the starches of the grain. Again, there was a mass production from the US and Brazil that was specifically from sugar and corn. And then it is seen in motor fuels. So whenever you're pumping your gas, you might notice that it says the warning sign that says warning does contain ethanol. It's just to kind of give you like a heads up because we do use it in our gasoline today. So just to dive deeper into the fermentation and hydrolysis side of it, polysaccharides are going to be broken down into the actual sugars through the process of hydrolysis. The polysaccharides are called the hemicellulose. After they're broken down from hydrolysis, the pure sugars are actually going to go through the process of fermentation, just the regular alcohol fermentation. So it's converted into the ethanol with the use of microorganisms. The most common one is going to be yeast, which there is sometimes they will use bacteria and different sorts of ethanol, but yeast is usually the most common microorganism that they use. And then very common carbohydrates they use is going to be sugarcane, corn, and rice, etc. So development over the years. So again, to dive back into the mass production, 1970s, US and Brazil started mass producing ethanol, which is really, really important. And that Brazil actually decided to pass a mandate that said that it was required to mix gasoline and ethanol. Brazil is actually using the 20, I believe they're using the 25 to 75 mix, which is the legal mix, whereas the US is going to be using the 10 to 90 ratio, which in 2007, the US passed a mandate, the RFS mandate, which pretty much did the same thing as Brazil, saying that it is required that we mix all gasoline with a percentage of ethanol, which we did slowly start to increase, and now we're sitting at 10% and 90%. Perfect. So our impact on the carbon footprint, there's a really big debate about it, but studies have shown that ethanol does produce a lot of carbon dioxide, but it doesn't produce as much carbon dioxide as gasoline. So it is a better alternative, but it's just going to be better until we find something that will be more fitting for our environment. And in the economic world, ethanol has brought over 70,000 direct jobs and 300,000 indirect jobs, producing about 52.1 billion GDP contribution. This is just because we need gas, and so the production of ethanol is going to increase because we need more gas, which is more money for the world, for the US. So again, efforts to communicate the use of biofuels. Again, the RFS mandate to require it, the two mandates, and the slowly using ethanol for various essentials. So planes and stuff, a lot of different motor fuels require ethanol and aren't able to run without it. So again, slowly increasing the gasoline ethanol ratio. Okay, my thoughts. So I really hope that we start to become more ethanol based or even just more biofuel based, just because fossil fuels are dirty. Same with gasoline. And so these alternatives can kind of help our environment to stay clean. And I think that we should slowly start using more ethanol and then gasoline to slowly get our percentages up and to make the environment much more clean. So these are going to be my sources. And then thank you guys for your time.